Hello and welcome. Today we're gonna do a pickup pile. And I don't have to tell you, but it has been a while. I always like to start by lighting my candle. As some of you may know, I love fire. I've always really enjoyed fire, and I use it as a part of my practice to signal the opening of being receptive, kind of like I'm open for business. And it's also a great protectant. Helps to clear any unwanted energy and keeps the lines of communication open. All right. So today we're working with rose quartz, clear quartz, and strawberry quartz. So take a few moments, tune in. And feel into what crystal is calling you. And then pick your pile. Even if the Pope said it like to do, I don't give a damn because you're a bugaboo. Bugaboo's been stuck in my head for some time. Old school Destiny's Child. Aye. Okay. Let's see what else. Excuse the construction noise. They heard me. Maybe not. Okay. So first we're going to start with rose quartz. And you have Goddess of 10,000 Names. The Hawk Prince, which is spirit communication and paying attention. 11, which is a master number. And then Dancer of Promises. Okay. So the people that have chose this card or this line, they have the ability to shapeshift quite easily. And in the past, it was probably something that had kept them safe or kept them in a space of safety would be the biggest thing. Like they would just assimilate really well, really easily. So having worn all these masks over the years, what has happened is they likely feel slightly divorced from themselves, from their authentic self, but enough to feel uncomfortable, but not completely divorced because they know that there's something amiss or misaligned. They can sense when they are feeling inauthentic. Spirit communication and paying attention, the master number 11, is coming through in support of this, of helping you realign to your inner voice. That feeling of like, oh, I was kind of out of alignment there. Oh, I shouldn't have spoken the way I spoke there. Or just having feelings or twinges that come through when things are not feeling as aligned as you want to be because you are so used to wearing the many masks. So the Goddess of 10,000 Names, this is a power card essentially. So the ability to shapeshift is actually something quite powerful. But when we are using it to manipulate others or the situation, then we become divorced or pulled away from our true self. When we are using it for our highest good, so we are all multifaceted and leaning into our ability to be so, then it can be something that's very helpful and healing, not just for ourselves and for others. And we know we're in this when it feels good, when we're receiving information, that intuition and understanding, the direct line of communication that's coming from our higher self that's supportive here. The Dancer of Promises card speaks to the fact of knowing the two selves, like dancing between the two realms of the authentic and inauthentic self, the person we had to show up as and then the person we are showing up as and wanting to show up as. It also indicates the understanding that this is just temporary. So you might be feeling kind of gross through this transition because you do know ultimately this isn't you, but you're also trying to separate without creating such distance between your old life and your new life, and the old people in your life and the people that you're trying to call in. And this is essentially just showcasing that it is a bit of a dance between the past and the future. It's also a dance of the old self and the new, and that it is in fact coming through, but it's going to take some time and it's going to take a bit more presence for you to be able to have the ability to really see things from a higher perspective, to pull away from it in a way that has integrity. Sometimes we're ready to make that switch and we do it, and it's not always about being like coming into like the more authentic self or the true self, but sometimes we're just ready to make a switch in our life in general and we pull the pin a bit too quick, and then we kind of feel like we are completely off balance and not stable enough to make the transition fully, and therefore we almost do more harm to ourselves, our nervous systems, maybe even the situation around us. So this is indicating like, yes, the shift is happening. Yes, you're coming into this more true, authentic self. It's going to take some time and it is a bit of a dance, so be patient with yourself. Keep listening to your intuition. Next up is clear quartz, which you have the Divine Sunchild, blessings on the Sun Falcon. Camel Boy, small steps, asking for help. The World Lord, which is communication, praise, and dishonesty. And then the Companion, which is a small child in hands. Kind of looks like a moose head on the screen. For some people, this is going to mean having a child, just point blank period. The divine child, the divine sunchild, coming in with the small camel boy, and then the companion. This is energy of a new life. This is also the understanding that there could be a new partnership coming through, and for those that this, well, whether it's a new life or a new partnership, which breeds new life, understand that it's okay to ask for help and support through this. As a society, I do feel we're getting better at asking for what we need. As for so long, it felt like we had to go at it alone. And I think the people who chose this clear quartz, they have been doing a lot of clearing. They're coming into a higher consciousness, and they're understanding that when they ask for help, it's not just for them, but it creates a ripple effect and a communal healing. Whether that gives someone the opportunity to see someone brave ask for help and then inspires that other person to ask for help, or the help helps to heal something within them that is much deeper, and they wouldn't have known about it unless they were given the opportunity to support another person. Again, this can be in birth, this can be in partnership. This can also be from the perspective of a new beginning with work. Now, it is important to stay open and clear through this. And what I mean by that is, we often reference having like an open heart, but I really mean an open throat chakra. Really talking to the fact that there is strength in asking for support, in asking for direction, in asking for different perspectives and opinions. And it's also important not to do it just to make other people around you feel comfortable as well. when asking for support, you want to be able to come from a place of humility, honesty, and an open heart. The clarity that's going to come through for these people is very much going to be around their throat chakra and their heart, and they will also notice just how much love circles them, just how much they actually are supported. And it's likely going to heal a wound of being abandoned or start healing those wounds. These people typically are the ones that go out and do it on their own. They do everything themselves. So this is a big shift for them. To ask for help is tough. It requires a high level of bravery. And they've done enough healing that they're allowing themselves to show up vulnerably in this way and are ready for that support. Just don't get too tied to how the support comes through. Because sometimes we also want to control how we receive the help, don't we? Okay, so then next up is the strawberry quartz. We have Mother of Life, which is nourishment of the golden grain mother. Ancient powers of mystery, hear the rattle of Isis playing. The Phoenix, resurrection, surrender to change. The Dragon's duel, inner conflict, morality, conscious choices. Ancestors of guidance. Shaman of reflection. Spirit of challenge. Shaman of tradition. And spirit of initiation. Oof, okay. So the people that have chosen the strawberry quartz, first of all, welcome. You are not new at this. This has been a long time coming. And you are at a breaking point now, or a nicer way to say that would be you're at the threshold of change. And the change is fierce. It's been intense. I'm only laughing because I get it. You've walked a fiery path. And there's been a lot of inner conflict, a lot of understanding your own mortality. This is likely a group of people who have been honing gifts, like spiritual gifts. You're going through a bit of like a resurrection right now. Becoming anew with this different sense of self, a more confident sense of self, but the confidence hasn't fully shown up yet. It's still on its way. It shows up at times, and it feels really good, but it doesn't quite feel locked in just yet. Know that this new life, this nourishing, abundant life that you are seeing and that originally drove you into this direction is in fact there, even though it might feel clouded for some of you. Some of you are like, no, I can see the light at the end of the tunnel, even though it's hot. For some of you, you're like, the light went out. Along the way, I lost the light, and now I'm just stumbling through this dark tunnel, and I don't know which end is up or out. Know that there is a lot of power in that fertile soil. If you are in the darkness right now, know that you are planting seeds for the future, and your attitude is your attunement. If you can see the light, know that your seeds have been planted, and start to lift yourself up energetically, physically. Start walking the way that you want to be walking on this earth once those seeds start to really take root. How do you want to show up? What kind of life do you actually want to lead? What parts are ready to fall away? What aspects of the ego no longer bears the same weight? Become a witness. Shaman of reflection, this is the spirit of change. This is a challenging time for you. You're going through an initiation. You are being guided. And for the majority of the people in this line, they have a reverence for tradition. So traditional teachings, traditional learnings, traditional ways of stewarding the land. These are people that are downloading information from our ancestors. Land keepers. And not keep in a way of, but keep in a way of guidance. Spreading seeds in fertile soil, or maybe where the soil was barren at one time. Sometimes, and we often see this in places where there's grass, they light fires in order to birth anew, fresh grass, get rid of the weeds, clear it out, allow an opportunity for what we want to build to really set root. This is that time. So for the 3 card pulls here, and this seems to come through every time I pull cards, it almost always seems like an integration or a phasing up. So the first one is, who are you really? What are you being called to? How can you consistently align yourself to your authentic self and allow the other and old parts to fall away? And how can you do it with grace and ease while building balance instead of stripping it all down? Then the second one is the new life. Whether this is of true physical life being birthed, a new life for self, or a life in romantic partnership or business partnerships, this is connecting to the newness, allowing that to inspire, continuously asking for help, being very humbled by this line, this lineage of direct, open communication and honesty, understanding that through this you gain companionship that is deep and that helps you to come into the next line, which is this life force. Understanding that this is a resurrection. You are surrendering to the change. You're understanding your mortality and your conscious choices and how that's affecting your inner and outer world. This is the balance of reflection and tradition. This is the understanding of initiation through this life force. All beautiful readings, each unique, and yet there is a thread that flows through. As always, I hope this supports you, and I'm always interested in hearing what you guys have going on. If the readings are aligned with what's happening in your life. Until next time.